Trump to fire U.S. attorney after, well, Letitia James probe fails. You mean there's nothing you can pin on her? Well, officials in the Trump administration have reportedly been pressuring prosecutors to bring criminal charges against New York's Attorney General, Letitia James. I just love her press conferences. They're so dramatic, the way she would, get before the cameras and say, art of the steal. Remember that? She did a little rip on his book. So now Trump may fire, it turns out, because prosecutors can't find any evidence. He wants to fire the attorney who couldn't, well, find anything. Presumably, they looked under every rock, crossed every T, dotted every I. President Donald Trump is expected to fire U.S. Attorney Erik Siebert after Siebert's office was unable to find sufficient evidence that New York Attorney General Letitia James committed mortgage fraud. ABC News reporting this Thursday night. The president has reportedly been leaning on federal prosecutors to bring charges against James for alleged mortgage fraud. She's been accused of falsely claiming her house in Virginia as her primary residence, despite being legally required to live in New York. Well, there's more, folks, because she's an elected official there, so she's got to live in New York. Federal prosecutors recently declined to indict James. Pulte encouraged Trump to fire Erik Siebert, U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia, and replace him with a prosecutor who would be willing to bring charges against James. That, according to the source. Administration officials have told Siebert of Trump's intention to fire him. Sources familiar with the matter said, Siebert's last day on the job, it is expected to be Friday. I hope, when the writing's on the wall, if you're smart and you work for a company that's unscrupulous, start bringing things home. Do it months ahead of time. You know which way this thing is heading. I hope he started bringing his personals, his pictures. I kept a little heater under my desk. I brought that home early on. Didn't need it, and I just wanted to secure my things. I don't want to go back in. Trump nominated Siebert, we should tell you, for the job in May. Short timer. The decision to fire Siebert could throw into crisis one of the most prominent U.S. Attorney's Office, which handles a bulk of the country's espionage and terrorism cases. Heightened concerns about Trump's alleged use of the DOJ to target his political adversaries. Again, ABC News with the reporting. So with this one, there's only one other president, and I'm sure others did little dirty deeds. There's only one other president that I can think of. Maybe, Elliot, you can think of another, but Nixon tried a little bit. I mean, he just messed around a little bit. I'll do something with the FCC because, they were targeting him too. But he looks like a hero, okay? A little baby hero compared to this guy, okay? There's no separation of powers. There's retribution, going after political enemies. I've seen some of the reporting, and apparently Letitia James, there's just nothing there. She even wrote in all caps, not my primary residence. So I don't know how you get around that, but he's certainly trying to. Any surprises in this for you, Elliot?
No, I don't think there's a single surprise here. In fact, I hope there's not a surprise for this guy getting fired because, yeah, first of all, it's been 6 months, but you should have known when you took that job. There's a high likelihood that you might get fired if you didn't somehow conjure up evidence like a sorcerer. So I hope the guy enjoys sleeping in on
Do you think
Monday.
he rented instead of buying?
I hope
Rent,
so.
don't buy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he'll probably get audited by someone, and Trump will try to sue him as well. So we'll find out. I'm sure we'll know all of his dirty secrets in due time.
Yeah. And it seems like, I think we know why this mortgage fraud is particularly titillating for Trump because, what did your grandmother say to you? When you're pointing the finger, what's happening, Elliot?
Well, Sharon, I believe multiple fingers are pointed back at you, if I recall correctly.
You
Yeah.
got it. And so he's making himself quite known. He's making himself heard that he's not going to stop trying. And maybe it'll get somewhere. We'll get to a
Yeah, I
grand
mean,
jury and they decide we're not doing anything with this, like they did with the guy who threw the sub sandwich. They said
right.
we're not doing that.
Yeah, I think this is once again, he's just creating the reality that he wants, and he's really good at it. It's kind of funny when it falls on its face and you're going, okay, dude, if there's nothing there to sue this person, the obvious, conclusion would be, hey, maybe you back down from this particular course of action, but not with him. He's just
Taco,
gonna keep going. God bless him.
taco. um, Now I'm hungry. Yeah, we'll see
Yeah,
what
on that one.
happens. It seems Letitia James is unbothered, although we should note when you do this kind of thing, a wrongful, it appears, attempt to prosecute someone, look, it costs that person money. Okay. Right now, she's going to have to hire lawyers and still deal with this mess. It takes time and treasure away from you. But that's
Yep,
perhaps the point. That's
I
actually
think
the point.
that is the point.
But if
Yeah,
he could
I
lock her
think,
up, he would, and put
yeah,
Hillary
yeah.
in the cell next to her. He would. I mean, come on.
And if he has to settle for being annoying in the process, then he'll take it. I think that's for him probably almost as much of a win.
Yeah. I wish he could see himself. There was some footage as he was reading whatever he was reading, standing next to the King Charles, and is it Princess Kate was on the other side of him, and
I
I
don't
know
know how it
she drew
works.
the short straw. And there was one scene where Prince Charles appeared to be laughing at him, like he made eye contact, perhaps with Prince William across the table. It was a big table, and when Trump was, he's not a good public reader, and that's a lot of people. So I'm not saying but
Yeah,
they were laughing
to
at
be
him.
fair.
Even and this is like a royal function. They've been trained for their whole lives. This is you got to comport yourself at all times, but they
Yeah.
couldn't help it. He's a laughable guy. Okay,
He's
we're
kind of
gonna
like,
move
yeah,
on
he's
to
a bumbling person.
a
Yeah.
bumbler. Yeah, and
Yep.
the jokes that Camilla and Charles probably told. I bet you they eat in bed. They are eating snacks and stuff and just laughing about the night they had.